Hello, welcome back to Blend Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, I want to talk about this Meta Androcto massive material library. There is one particular shader that I will pick as random, but for now, let's find out what is Meta Androcto's material library first. You can download it from blendswap.com. If you search actually for Meta Androcto library, you might find his website that will take you to this library anyway. He used to be at GitHub, but he seems to be disappear. Hopefully he's still around. Um, anyway, download this add-on, which is actually a library. This is actually from December 2015. And once you have this add-on installed in Blender, whether it's 2.79 or 2.8, you will be able to see all this material library. And there are heaps of it. How many of it? Oh, it's almost 1,000 material. So it's a try to pick start with one material and then to find the one you like and you can study. Why is it my screen's a bit dark? Okay, cool. Now I'm using Blender 2.79 to load the material, but I will be putting it into 2.8 to use it with Cycles or Eevee. So you can pick a monkey head, and normally I'll generate UV anyway, even though most of his shader seems to be procedural. Smooth it and just save it as Meta Lemon Monkey, because I will be using a lemon shader if I can. So I'll make a bunch of Suzanne just to demonstrate this add-on. So once you install it, if you look under materials add-on, if you look under add-ons, there's a material library cycles, and this one is by McCracken. I think that's his name. Once you have with the mesh selected, if you go under materials and create a new materials, you will see underneath there's this material library VX, and you can drag this up simply by holding this little icon. And yeah, you can select a library, and I think let's try a couple. Let's try the stone one and just wait a few seconds. It's gonna load all the library, and then just pick one you like. Maybe marble, or what is this, malachite? Okay, select that, and then I believe you just click on this material and it's gonna generate this cycles material. So we gotta switch to cycle render, and you can see the material over here. And now you can start actually seeing it in the 3D view. Just create maybe like a sun and render. So that's apparently how the shader looks like. And you can actually study each and every shader if you just simply go to the node editor, select this guy, go to the material slot, and read and study the material. So I think it's a good material. It's kind of like reading a good article or a good novel. You know, sometimes it can get really complex, but you can see it's actually kind of simple. You can kind of traverse through from the back. It's always a good idea to go from the last nodes and kind of look at how this nodes being generated. So apparently this is like a mixing of this diffuse, and then there's a mix shader which is controlled by the Voronoi, and then this is also get mixed with the glossy and considering the layer weight. So that's actually one shader. And then let's try another shader. Let's try the organic. Let's find, I think there's one that's interesting, is the lemon. The lemon or raspberry. Okay, this one, lemon. Just load it. So it's automatically assigned to the selected object. Let's do another one. Maybe, what is gummy worm? Actually, select another one from here. Abstract. Abstract is going to be interesting one. Let's try poo humane. Okay, let's render this out. So you can see this is a you get this result. This one looks similar to the lemon, although lemon is more like has like a dimple. It goes in. This one kind of slightly more like noise. If I'm not wrong, I can just select any of these and then assign it. Yeah, this one is nicer. Okay, cool. Let's save this. Keep in mind also when you're working with cycles, it's going to be affected by the world. So you can use brighter color or darker background. So it's going to affect your materials. So that's important. So yeah, this is cool, right? You have almost 1,000 materials you can study thanks to Meta Androcto. Yeah, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna switch to Blender 2.8 because you will see something interesting because we and also cycles in 2.8, even though 2.8 is still beta, still alpha. So study material, is this the one? No, Metal Lemon Monkey. Okay, that's the one. Open Blender file. So the material with all the nodes still, you can see everything just like we see before, and then by default I believe this should open in Eevee. Oh, it's cycles. Okay, cycles or Eevee, that's what we're gonna switch between. So normally I'm gonna save this again as Eevee. That means I'm using 2.8, and let's see how this looks. I think just click on there so we can see this is cycles on Blender 2.8. It is actually a lot faster, and we still have everything. We have the sunlight. Okay, cool. We can also switch to Eevee, but many people use Eevee these days, but cycle is still really important in Blender. This is how you normally want to render your 3D. It has the nicest option for everything, all the shaders, including displacement. Eevee is actually really fast and real time, but Eevee is more like a game engine. So switch to Eevee and see what's gonna happen. So now we have this. Cool. It's just now you can see it's kind of compiling, and now we get the render. It's still really beautiful. We kind of missing something here. It seems like the Voronoi doesn't quite work with some of the nodes. But let's just study this lemon shader. So let's make it full screen. Save this. This glass shader looks kind of nice. We don't have the reflections. Maybe we need to turn it on somewhere here. But yeah, let's just focus on the lemon. So OR lemon. What is this lemon all about? So apparently here, this is the material output, right? Like I said, look at the last node if you want to study any kind of material. Looks what's plugged in. It's not using volume. There's a displacement coming in. If you unplug it, displacement disappear, and you can see this is the basic shading for the surface. Plug it in again. That's where you get this all this dimple or dots or bump. With Eevee, I believe it doesn't displace. I might be wrong, but it's working on the normal. So you can start playing around with the property here. There's this displacement node, of course, working on the object space. This is something that you can scale. For lemon, let's just make it subtle for the bump. And let's go back. There's this color seem to be affecting the value. There is this, oh, this is actually multiplying this 2 Voronoi, and there's this logarithm math function. So this should actually affect this Voronoi. If you want, there's actually a toggle to make this kind of on and off somewhere, or like disabling it. So M, okay, M apparently is the toggle. That's also really useful to study the material. So without the logarithm and with logarithm, it looks different. And there's this 2 Voronoi texture, of course, with a different scaling. This is for the details of the lemon. So that's the displacement. We can unplug it, and let's look at the surface. Surface is made up of a couple of, there's a mix shader that's mixing a lot of things. There's this Fresnel. I believe you can also use the weight. Sometimes you see people use layer weight or Fresnel. Fresnel is here as well, but it's of course has effects on the shader. Sometimes when you do that, if you over a certain value, it's kind of Eevee just kind of okay freak out and you get nothing. So let's reopen and check it out again. Maybe I'll leave the displacement for now. But basically, this mix shader, what it's mixing, is mixing this transparent BSDF. So apparently there's a transparency somewhere. Wonder if you can see it. Maybe this material, because it has transparency, you need to turn on some kind of screen space refraction. Maybe. But there is a transparency. If you switch to cycles, you will definitely see something. So that's there's some degree of transparency here. So that's one part of this shader, the material, and then there's a mix shader mixing Fresnel and glossy. So glossy, transparency. Glossy also has color, roughness, and go back one more. This is the one that's probably the most important. It's the color of the lemon. Two different diffuse BSDF mix with mix shader and the Fresnel. So that's what made up a lemon. It is actually kind of simplistic, but you will see that a lot of shader, even that's like a really good looking shader, is a mixture of really basic shader, like basic, but it's under quote because it's because thanks to the developers, they made the nodes really simple to work with. So you can easily mix shader and easily mix color and texture, procedural texture. So yeah, so this is what you get. And play around with the Fresnel and you can see how this affect the shader itself. And as a result, you get this something that used to be a lemon, now is something else. For this guy, for example, it's a, what is this? Like ice, maybe? Wax. Okay, wax. It looks kind of like wax. And this Voronoi one. But I think it's a good idea if you have 1,000 shaders library and then it's kind of nicely packaged into an add-on. It's actually really nice. Thanks again, I guess, for Meta Androcto to give us this shader. And this, I believe it works on Blender 2.8 as well. So there should be an add-on that you can check. Here, material, so material library, let me turn it on. Oh, okay. It's giving an error message, but maybe it still works somehow. Okay, maybe it doesn't work. It's just it needs some kind of tweaks to work with 2.8. But anyway, you can always go back to 2.79, get the material, bring it to Eevee, and then study it. Maybe recreate it for you. But so if you have like thousands of materials, it's a good idea to have some kind of library, like an add-on like this one. Maybe you can tweak the add-on so it can keep your own materials. I'll look into that. But anyhow, for now, that's pretty much it. I just want to give you a shout to this Meta Androcto. It's a 3 years old material add-on library, but it's really, really useful. I want to study all of them. Hopefully it's beneficial. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.